Does anyone have any ideas on this trolley jack? Why it's misbehaving? It's a Sealey Yankee 2200 HL V2. It's a very high lift, 2 ton, quite long, fairly low entry, except for this bit here, can get in the way. So I've set the fluid level, topped it up with hydraulic fluid. It seems to be extremely particular about that. If it's remotely high, it'll not go all the way down. But weirdly, it would go all the way down with pressure on it, and then you let off and it sprung back up, which suggests there, doesn't it? Because it's hydraulic fluid's not going to compress with weight, is it? So, I spent a whole afternoon, a bit less fluid, a bit more fluid, trying to get something. So symptoms are, it doesn't go up particularly smoothly. Once it gets, say, a third of the way up, the piston, or the pump piston, I guess it's not releasing back out because there's just slack. In fact, if you wait, then you can lift it again. So I'll use the foot instead of the handle, but it's exactly the same. It's connected in the same way. But you'll see at first, that looks okay, yeah? Foot down, the thing moves, right? Now it's moving a bit, not very smoothly, but we'll see in a minute. Now, that's doing nothing, except after a short while. So it's like the piston, the master cylinder, let's call that the master, and let's call that the slave, I suppose. I don't know if that's the right terminology in this instance. So it's like the master cylinder is staying in and not coming back out, or at least very, very slowly coming back out. But that gets progressively worse as it gets further up. So like now it's had time and this master cylinder's probably come back out, so you remove the lever and maybe some happens. But you can see we're getting no movement now. Just getting, yeah, once I wait ages in between, and I get a little bit. So that's one symptom. I mean, that's pretty hopeless, so as you can see. It gets so much worse as it gets higher up. And this thing goes up to about here, or it's supposed to. It's not cheap, by the way. Best part, £500. They're on a V4 now, I think. This is a V2. So not all of the parts seem to be available. Right. Just crap, isn't it now? So that's one symptom. Now, let's see, I'm not sure if you can see from the camera, let me have a look, but it developed a fault that I repaired recently. Right, you can just about see from the camera there that there's a PU tube here, which I guess is some kind of relief tube. It goes from the top of the hydraulic ram to the bottom. Now this had a big bubble in it, which to me looked like a priming bubble that you get on lawnmower carburetors and stuff. And when I was topping it up, I was like, okay, I'll give that a few squeezes. Next thing I know, it burst. So I don't know where that came from, but I've replaced that. And as I say, I've topped it up and stuff, but just a bit of background there. Lots of strange symptoms. But it doesn't go down smoothly at all. Right. What's going on there? Obviously with some weight on it. It's not so bad, but know, sometimes you just want it to come down. Say you drop the car onto some ramps that you had to have it on, you want this to come down lower than the car by itself just to slide it out without it catching on the next part of the car. Now, in the sort of problems and solutions part of the manual, it does make reference to a potential broken spring for it releasing, but I can't see such a spring being available. And if there was a spring that helped with releasing, then take more day to get this thing back up. If there was a spring that lowered it, like where would it be? It'd have to be here, running on the outside of the piston there, wouldn't it? I think for a minute. And as you're going up, it's getting compressed more and more. So it'd be at the face here, and there'd be some sort of a flat on the end of that piston. And as that comes out, this flat's coming on the end of the rod there. Let's call it the piston rod, whatever. It's getting compressed and compressed and compressed because this rod's coming out, yeah. And then, of course, that could then make it release nicely. But I can't see such a spring as being available. The parts diagram shows about 3 springs. It doesn't make it, it's not easy to tell which is a big one, which is a small one. And the only one that I thought maybe, it doesn't seem to be available anywhere. So that's one symptom. Final symptom of weirdness is this one, right? Let's just get it all the way down. Right. So I've got this released, yet it is impossible to not have the end lift, even though it's released. So that's released there fully. That's not right, is it? With the handle down, that is, sorry. So if the handle's up, it will go all the way down. But then you can't move the handle, even though it's released, it's open, the valve's open, you can't move the handle without it going up. And watch when I get off, it'll probably spring up. There. That springing up is exactly what it seems to do when it's got what appears to be slightly too much fluid in it. Or maybe not, you know, maybe that was the correct amount of fluid and it's just exacerbates some other problem. So, any ideas on that? I do not know much about the internals of how these things work. I know that they do go wrong eventually. But yeah, I've not had a hydraulic ram apart on one. Alright, cheers, thanks.